Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It's episode 114 and today we are starting things off in the newly fully filled aquarium. This thing now has everything in it. Look, you can see the guardians, they're flying around in this one. We've got the guardians in this chamber over here, in this corner. We've got guardians in all of the chambers. So now the aquarium is fully finished. We did that in the previous episode of Hermitcraft. And I just want to say as well, there are a huge number of positive responses to the previous episode of Hermitcraft because it was slightly different to my normal ones in that we flitted between a lot of projects very quickly. So we were doing things, for example, we did the aquarium, we did some bits in the town over there, we did some bits around the base. It was all very fast paced. And I think that's something that I'm going to take forward into the next few Hermitcraft episodes just to see if it's something that I can get behind. So first things first, we've got a squid farm to fix. Now, I'm not 100% certain when the squid farm broke, but I just noticed that we weren't getting ink sacs anymore, and I imagine it has something to do with the time that I messed up the entire water of my base, and we had to try and fix that. Yeah, that's probably when that happened, and I can still see some water actually flowing in, which is a bit concerning. I'm also a tiny bit confused as to where this water is coming from. Do we just have... Is there almost like infinite water sources down here that have formed? It looks like I was not expecting that. How's that even come about? There's no water flowing in. Yeah, it looks like that's the case. We've just got like a little pond going around the outside of my base. How peculiar. Sadly, it seems as though we washed away a heck of a lot of those golden powered rails. So I've had to pop over to Iskal's Donuts. And I think I need to throw my thing at... Oh, that guy seems to be dead. So I'm assuming I can just launch it at any one of the pigmen. And then yes, here we go. There are certain farms in Minecraft that are very satisfying and also very loud. This one's very, very loud. But this is definitely one of the satisfying ones. I mean, look at that. Right, I'm going to stand here for a little while. I would say that was a pretty huge success. Now, I'm going to have to go AFK there at some point overnight just to see how much gold we can get, because that thing is ridiculously efficient when it kicks into gear. It is seriously, seriously fast. Look, you can still hear them. So that is all done. We now have ourselves a squid farm. All of the powered rails are in place, so if we just set this minecart off, which I totally would have thought that would work. Right, there we go. And then replace all of these minecart rails and things. We should now have a fully functioning system. Okay, fantastic. That's been on my mind for a little while. Alright, let's just clear this up. Good stuff. Now I'm just going to clear out this chest and this will begin to fill up with ink. So I've just popped into the second account because I need to check something and this is going to bring us into the next project. So as you guys know, in a recent episode of Hermitcraft, I said that I was going to create a temple room for our cactus farm and it's going to be a temple of Bumbo cactoni. That's kind of the idea and I think it sounds brilliant. And what I thought I'd do is create a new area to the base. Now this new base area is going to be in this space here. It's going to be a pain in the backside to clear out because we have got so much lava. I mean, that is going to be horrendous to clear. That is going to take a very long time. But I want to take out a space that is relatively large, probably comparable to what we have going on with the aquarium. And that is going to be going off in this area over here. So the entrance is actually going to come in through the roof of this place. So we're going to have a little thing that pops us through the roof. We're going to walk through here and then we're going to have some stairs that will take us down into the actual temple room, which, as I say, is going to be pretty huge. Alright, that's the plan. I guess we should start working on it, I suppose. Right, I think the first thing that I want to do is make sure that there's not going to be any lava in the area because lava is stressful. Lava is very stressful, especially when you're mining out large projects. And I just want to get this part of the process out the way. Now, I am going to warn you, we are going to waste a lot of obsidian here. And you know what? I should probably move a beacon over because I kind of want haste for this. Oh, I wonder if I can get a skeleton horse head from this. How do I get off? Oh my word, that was accidental. All right, okay. Well, he's done some damage accidentally, but I want to get... We did it! We got a skeleton horse head. I wonder what the chances are of getting that. Right, let's place that inside the box. That's a good one to have lying around. Oh, that could have been bad. Oh, it has been bad. Oh, man. I need to be more careful. Water and redstone, everyone knows they don't mix. Anyway, now that that's finally been cleared up and I've rebuilt all of the redstone, we've got our haste 2 beacon, it's now time to start wiping out all of these lava lakes. Now, I've already done one. This one I think is quite small but also quite deep, and then there's a big one that's off in that area over there. Well, that's gone well. I managed to get the achievement, the Mining King. I don't know how I've managed to get that. I'm assuming it's by gathering up quite a lot of obsidian, but that's one to add to the... You know what? I haven't actually looked at the achievements. Maybe that's something that I should try and complete by the end of this Hermitcraft season. For the most part, all of the lava lakes have been removed. I'm just on the final couple now. There's just a handful more that are off to the right-hand side of this place. I wasn't 100% certain that I was going to take them out, but I want to give myself plenty of room for expansion in this space because, well, I don't know how big I want to make it. Do I want to go super grand with this? Part of me thinks I want to go super grand with it. Okay, so now that that's all done, it's time to do a bit of a mega mining session. We need to take out all of the blocks. All of these blocks right here to make way for the temple. Now, I think in terms of the temple build, we're going to be building it in bits over the next couple of weeks, but I just want to make sure that we actually have the space available so that we can get it started. And you know what? I think I'm going to do it in the form of a time lapse. So in today's time-lapse chat, I want to talk to you about how these Hermitcraft episodes are structured, because as I mentioned earlier on in the episode, I was reading through the comments of the previous episode of Hermitcraft where we kind of hopped and skipped between projects. We did a handful of things with the Netherwart farm. I think we did... What else did we do? We did a bunch of stuff. We did some work in the town. We did some work in the aquarium. We also did work in a villager trading session, and we did a few other bits and bobs as well. It was like a very kind of all over the place episode, and I wanted to ask if you prefer that sort of episode over an episode where I work on one solid project. So an example of that would be the industrial tree farm that I did the other day. So I built an industrial tree farm. It took me many hours and I did it over the course of one full episode, and it was just one project for the episode. I'm spending the same amount of time per episode of Hermitcraft. I'm still spending the same number of hours, but would you prefer to see me just commit to one project throughout the entire thing? Or would you prefer me to kind of jump between projects? In this episode, we're going to be jumping between projects, working on a bunch of different things, and I can understand benefits for both. On the one hand, when you're working on one big project, you can see it going from nothing to being completed in one episode. That's very cool. But also, when you're working on multiple projects, there's lots of different things happening, and things are changing, and the episode is progressing and going in different areas. It's kind of going through a story of, I'm working over here, now I'm working over here, now I'm working over here. So I just want to know, what do you prefer? Would you like me to do more of those sorts of episodes where I'm jumping between, or the single project episodes? Or would you like me to just keep it a mix of them both? Obviously, that's always an option as well. Please put your responses down below. If I'm smart, I'll remember to put a poll on the screen, but I probably won't, so I'd head down to the comment section. I have to say, I kind of didn't anticipate how big this thing was. So, the current size of it is it's 55 blocks across, and then I think it's about 80 blocks back in that direction. Now, so far, we have cleared out 8 blocks downwards, and that's taken me about 2 hours of clearing. I've probably repaired my pickaxe maybe, I don't know, probably 7 or 8 times. And also, obviously, that added on to the obsidian removal and everything. This has been quite a big clearing project to do in today's Hermitcraft episode. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to leave it as it currently is. We're going to just have like the first half cleared out. We have a decent way to go down, probably about another, probably about another 20 blocks. So that's going to be a pretty monstrous mining project, but I think I'm going to leave that for the time being, and we're going to crack on with some other bits and bobs on the Hermitcraft server. Oh my word. I mean, that in itself is 8 blocks there. Crikey. Okay, this is a massive, massive space in the base. Also, as a side note, for the first time ever, Fraps actually corrupted something. I've never had a corrupted recording before, but it corrupted the first half of my time lapse, which is a little bit frustrating because obviously that's the start of the project and it looks pretty cool. Anyway, aside from that, we have still got all of this netherwart right here. That is now all grown, so we need to do a full harvest and replant this entire thing, which I've just thought I actually need to clear out my inventory. Now, I think there is a chance that we could be about to fill in both of our farms with netherwart. So this side has now been fully replanted. I've done all of that and that's all growing, but I still have 5, 10, 12.5 stacks of nether wart left. I think that could actually be enough. So how many layers do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers. And there's 2 stacks per layer. So we're 32 under. But that's not too bad. I'm impressed. We've actually managed to get our nether wart farm all fully filled in. I think we might just pull this off. No way. So we had the perfect amount of nether wart. The absolute perfect amount of nether wart to fill the entire nether wart farm. I think I'm going to buy a lottery ticket tonight because that's very lucky. Anyway, aside from all that, here we are over at the town area. So, I thought we could do a little bit of work over here because in the previous episode of Hermitcraft, I was kind of hit by a bit... Well, I admitted something. I admitted the fact that I've been scared to work over here because building things scares me. Okay, and I've said that before, but that is the case. So I thought I'd break that by building this little hut, and I'm really happy about it. A lot of you seem to really like it. I personally quite like the way that it looks. Still not 100% sold on terracotta. I might try out bone blocks. That's what a lot of people were suggesting. But also, a lot of people were suggesting that I push these blocks back by 1 block so that the spruce sticks out. That would look awful. Like, this build is way too small for that sort of thing. I understand doing that sort of thing on bigger houses, and I will be doing that on bigger houses. But on a house this small, I mean, that would make the inside of it literally like 2 by 3. It would be like 2 blocks wide. It wouldn't look good. So I think I'm going to keep structure exactly the same as it is currently. But what I thought we'd do today is build another house, potentially off in this direction. Maybe a handful of them? I don't really know. Okay, I thought I'd give it a go. I've tried out bone blocks. I've replaced all of the terracotta around this build with bone blocks. And... oh, it looks totally adorable. Yeah, that is really, really nice. Oh, that is really cool. Yes! Oh, I'm a big fan of that. Okay, so this... I guess this is the style of houses that we're going to have then. They're going to be kind of old English houses, little cottages. Nice. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you ever so much for your suggestions. That is brilliant. So our next build is going to be kind of based on this one. As I say, we're going to use these bone blocks as a running theme because I really like them. And I'm kind of working on... no. Oh, God, no. Okay, I wanted it to be like a 2-story building that was 2 buildings jammed up next to one another. And I wanted there to be... I wanted it to be slightly smaller on the bottom than it is on the top, but that has not gone to plan. No. Okay, this is starting to look a tiny bit better. So we have different colours going on now. We're going to have like a stone base because it needs to be strong to hold up the top section. Then up at the top here we'll have some windows, and I also have some trapdoors and things going on. It looks pretty good, but I feel like... oh, I don't know. I feel like these corners, they're just a little bit too square for me. And that has now been fixed up. So, we have got this sort of structure going on. So, we've got stairs in the corners there. And then I've also built up all of the bottom sections. Now, I feel like we should do the standard mumbo jumbo takeoff from the town area and look at things from far away. But this is what the bottom area of that house is actually going to look like. And it looks pretty cool. So we've got some nice blocks going on, we've got a little bit of depth, we've got some leaves in there. I don't really know what I want to do with this bottom because I put in the stone bricks because obviously the ground's falling away, but I'm almost tempted to terraform up to it so that we don't have to do anything like that. But yeah, it looks quite cool. Looks quite cool. I am so happy about that bone block thing. I'm almost tempted to replace the blocks in this with bone blocks. Might actually be a good idea, but for now, we'll stick with houses. And now that we have all of the top in, I am really, really happy with how this build is coming together. So we've got the trapdoors in the center, we've got all the fence posts on the side, and it just looks like a really nice little structure. Very similar to this one, but just as a 2-story build. And the idea of this originally was that it's 2 separate houses. So 2 different people live on either side. It's like a terraced house. We have these things called terraced houses in England. I guess this would be called semi-detached because it's detached on one side and then it's attached through the center. But either way, this is what it looks like. And yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. Okay, so next up, we need to work out how we're going to be building the roof for this thing. And the roof is going to be tricky. I think I might just do something similar to what we have going on here. So, stone slabs, maybe even one of these little box things, and then a roof that goes in all 4 directions. So we have peaks in all of the corners. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. Half the roof is done, and I just thought I'd fly up and take a look. And it looks properly cool. Look at that. What a stately home that is. Oh, I can't wait to get all of these in. I can't wait to just get a bunch of houses up and around the town area. This is making me excited for the town project. I was getting a little bit scared, but now I'm just excited. I don't know how I feel about the plant pot up at the top. I feel like it kind of looks like a monobrow. Like we've got the eyes here, then there's the mouth, and then we have that. I might take that down. Yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of those. So we're not going to have any plant pots up at the top. And we're just going to have the whites. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's totally fine. And that, my friends, is that. One full house, all built, done and dusted, looking really cool, if I do say so myself. We've got the rest of the roof in. We've got all of the areas in between the roof. So I've taken out all those plant plots, as you saw earlier on. And there it is. Okay, now I put a window in the top. Oh, there's still something about it. It just looks like... It looks like it needs something up there. What can I do for that? I think I've come up with an idea. Yeah, I think I might have come up with something. That looks good. That looks really good. So what I've done is instead of having like one straight set of stairs going across, we've got 2 sets of stairs, one of them slightly turned off in this direction, then we have the slabs, then we have the other set of stairs, and then we've got a triple flower pot. A triple flower pot up at the top there, and that is huge improvement. Much better. Okay, this is good. I'm going to keep it like this. Now let's just do that on all of the other sides, and that will be that house done. Which it now is. So, one house completed. I'm actually pretty proud of myself on this one, seeing as, well, I have to say, I mean, we didn't have any plans for this house. I hadn't built this in a creative mode testing world, because that's the way that I want to do this place. Originally, I built all the builds in a creative mode testing world, but I just want to hop into this place and just build whatever comes to mind. And if it's horrendously ugly, then it's horrendously ugly. We can always take it down. But this, I would say, isn't horrendously ugly. I mean, sure, it's probably not the best looking house in the world, and there's definitely people that have built much nicer looking builds in Minecraft, but for a redstone guy who occasionally builds things, and I've said this before as well, is that you have to think of me building as like someone who doesn't do redstone building redstone contraption. It takes them ages to build a redstone contraption and design a redstone contraption, whereas it takes me a short amount of time to build a redstone contraption. Whereas someone who builds a lot, it doesn't take them very long to build a house, but for me it takes me ages because I'm painstakingly trying to work out what actually looks good, and then I'm questioning myself and I'm taking things down and reconstructing things. But this has ended up being quite a cool house, and I'm fairly proud of it. And I'm liking the fact that we now have a proper theme for the town, which is these little bone meal block, these bone block houses. I think that will look really good spread out through the place, and it fits in with the pathway, and everything's looking cool. I'm feeling good, feeling really good about the town right now. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Oh, and as per usual, check out the latest film on the filming channel. I actually genuinely forgot that time. Check it out. Latest one should have released today. Hopefully, fingers crossed.